Good evening and welcome to yet another session of AMA. Okay, ask me anything. Sessions. These sessions happen every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Okay, so every week I speak about 5 or 10 minutes about a topic and then it's open to questions. So likewise today we have come up with a different topic. So that's it. Ask me anything weekly sessions every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Yes, Kamalnath, good evening. So let's start today. Today, understanding cholesterol. It's a slightly different topic. Okay, let us try to understand how Ayurveda looks at this and how do we manage it. Okay, so shall we start? So what is cholesterol? Okay, a small description about what cholesterol. Cholesterol is a waxy, you can look at waxy fat-like compound with a steroid type found in most body tissues. It's not only in the blood, it is there in each and every tissue. It is the one that lubricates the body. So cholesterol is good for the body and it is essential for building cell membranes and is used to produce, look at the good things, hormones, vitamin, piles, and all those things is basically from cholesterol. Okay. And the production house, even though it is secreted from different parts of the body, the production house, main house is the liver. Okay. So cholesterol, why? Cholesterol is extremely important for brain function. Okay. If your cholesterol goes down, your brain function goes down. Low cholesterol for a long period of time has been attributed for Alzheimer's also. So it is a major component of all the cell membranes. Look at it, it's crucial for neural development, signaling, and repair. So cholesterol is extremely important when it is within limits. Okay. Now the major classification. HDL, all of you know LDL, and triglycerides. So HDL is mostly called as the good cholesterol. Okay, and where while LDL is called as the bad cholesterol, where it can build up in the walls of the arteries and it can lead to heart issues. Okay, because it can block blood supply. Now triglycerides. So they are good and bad. Okay, so for energy, instant energy, and all those things, you need triglycerides. But if it goes up really high, then it's got a very high chance of heart issues. Okay, if you look at heart disease, stroke, and pancreatitis. Okay, so if this is in moderation, then it is going to be extremely healthy. Now, Ayurvedically, how you look at it, predominantly the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, as far as predominance goes, Vata is Akasha plus Vayu, Pitta is Agni, and Kapha is Jala and Prithvi. Okay, we are going to focus on Kapha today because that is the one that basically contributes to cholesterol. Okay, now the kapha predominance. What are the symptoms when you have kapha predominance? You become heavy. Okay, not only you, not only the whole person, but even you know um, systems like the circulatory system, the respiratory system, everything will start becoming heavy when you have got more of kapha. So it is heavy, it is slow, it is cold, it is greasy, it is slippery, and it is immovable. That means it sticks to the walls or cells. That is why, cholesterol, the kapha predominance is basically cholesterol. And if you look at the sthana of kapha, mostly it is urdhva sharira, that means above the heart level. Okay, that is why high cholesterol or high kapha issues come to people, lungs, chest, the brain, and all those places are where you have got more of kapha predominance. Okay. Now, good cholesterol. Where does it come from? It comes from food metabolism. Okay, so food is predominantly kapha. Okay, it gets transported all over the body through the blood, and blood is pitta, and it's transported all over the body. The movement is basically vata. So kapha. So the bottom line is kapha is being transported all over the body through pitta. That's a blood by vata. So it is basically vata, pitta, and kapha imbalance that creates cholesterol. Okay, now let us see what directly leads to bad cholesterol. Okay, kapha in excess is basically the main reason for bad cholesterol. What happens? Impaired agni. If your digestion is not proper, and the food what you eat is not digested well, or you have, okay, then what happens is ama is generated, and that ama, when it goes and sticks to all the tissues, that is when the condition of saama, that is sama, is being mentioned. So in all the srotases, in all the tissues, when you have got more of accumulation of ama, that is where you'll have problem, and that can be compared with cholesterol. Okay, so impaired agni, you are too sedentary, extremely sedentary. Okay, excessive kapha food intake, like, you know what, sweet, snigdha is oily, shita is cold, or you generally overeat. That means too much of kapha. And then you also do day sleep. When you do all these things, there is a sudden increase in kapha and the fat. You know, if you look at ashray bhava, if you look at the tridoshas and the dhatus, that means the tissues, which dosha is in which tissue? Tatra asthino sthito vayu. Vayu stays in the asthi dhatu. Okay, that means in the bone. Then what? Pittam to swedaraktayyoho. Pitta is in the sweat and the blood. Shleshma, shesheshutene. All other tissues, it is predominantly kapha. Medas or fat is predominantly kapha. So when there is an increase in kapha, automatically there is an increase in fat deposit. And if that fat metabolism doesn't have happen properly, then you will have, you know fat everywhere in the body, and that is what is basically called as durmedas, and that is cholesterol. No, I don't want to completely compare durmedas and cholesterol, but the essence of that is basically cholesterol or fat being deposited everywhere. Okay, so these things will actually increase the chances of high kapha or cholesterol. Now, what do you do now? How do you manage this? If you have to get rid of the excess cholesterol, you have to do everything that will reduce kapha. Okay, you have to have food in moderation. If you overeat, your kapha goes up. Okay, and you have to eat food on time. Otherwise, your digestion and the metabolism will not be okay. Then what? Langana. Langana is not starving. Langana is basically cutting down the amount of food. Okay, Langana is very important. Regular exercise. You should go for Deepana Pachana Devyas. You should go for Snehana. Snehana is taking ghee or any oil inside. That is very important for removing cholesterol. Okay, only what you call only fat can remove fat. With water, you cannot remove fat. So you have to basically put in fat and then followed by the panchakarma therapies. If all these things are done, you will notice that your cholesterol level extremely goes down. We have come across so many cases, where with high cholesterol, we bring it down by the food, okay, the lifestyle, and the medicine. Stress is also one factor. You will have to work around this. Okay. So if there are questions, you can start asking questions. Okay. So let us see. Good morning. My wife is 67, small frame, 5 feet. Okay. Is hungry, pitta vata. She's experiencing very dry skin this season. Any suggestions? I would say, it will be good for you to see that her skin stays lubricated, and lubrication is not external, lubrication is also internal. And if you look at Ashtanga Hridaya very clearly mentions that your food should not be dry. Snigdha bhojana, you should have oil, or milk is also snigdha. So anything that means, I would directly say that food should not be dry. So adding oil or ghee and all those things are very good, and that should be in moderation. But if you sit sedentary after that, you've got a chance of your kapha going up. So you have to consume that oil or fat, and then you should work out and see that you burn it. and that oil slowly starts coming out as sebum from your, from your, what do you call, skin, and that will make your wife's skin much better. Okay, application of oil externally, taking lubrication internally, and then working out. Okay. Yeah, so for treatment, that's what I said, oils, etc., both internally and externally. Yes, Kamalnath, good evening. Is it right to eat eggplant protein and animal protein together in a meal? And also, if in a full, if also in a, for example, papaya, if one end a little rotten, can cut and eat other part, is it okay? Yeah, Shetty, you should. You, it's not a problem that you eat eggplant and animal protein together, but don't overdo it. See that you don't give too much of load for your digestion. Keep it low, eat well, and don't think too much about how it is going to react in your body, but if you keep on doing things, wrong things, I don't think this is too wrong. If you keep on doing wrong things consistently for a longer period of time, you'll fall sick. But this looks okay. So in the sense, and papaya, you mean if one side is rotten, can I cut and eat that? I think yes, it all depends upon how much rotten it is. Okay, so if it's one end is slightly rotten, then if you can cut in the center, that thing would not be here. You can definitely eat. All of us do that. All of us do with bananas also. You see on the top it start getting rotten, you just throw it out and eat the remaining one. Okay, absolutely no issues. How to remove parasites naturally from digestive system? Okay, one major reason for parasites being in the tummy. Okay, if you look at, if there is too much of kapha, okay, you will have worms and pinworms and all those things in your tummy. And that's the reason why kids who are in their kapha age have got a tendency of more worms than people in adulthood. People in adulthood have got more pitta, okay, heat in the body, and the kind of food they eat is not very conducive for parasites or worms to live. Okay, and if you are looking at bacteria and all those things, you have got bacteria and all those things everywhere. You'll definitely have it in your gut also, but it again depends upon what kind of environment you create for that parasites to thrive. Okay, if you have got a disciplined life, you're sleeping really well, eating good food on time, and what do you call, doing decent exercise, I would say the parasites would find it difficult to live in such an environment. I want you to do that rather than depending on. See, if you've got too much of parasites, yes, we can go through a course of medicines, but to keep your gut free from harmful parasites, they are definitely there. By harmful parasites becoming active, you create the right environment. Ayurveda does not say too much about cocoa, but from what we understand, cocoa is something which is heat generating, it's extremely bitter, okay, and it is heat generating. So the chocolate milk or the chocolate ice, the chocolates which we eat, like dairy milk and all those things, is because they add a lot of sweeteners and milk into it so that it becomes edible. Dark chocolate, 100% dark chocolate, is very difficult to eat, but it generates a lot of heat in the body. I does not talk too much about cocoa. How to remove whiteheads under eye region and on nose? Kim Shukadi Thailam helpful in that, or would you suggest me some other remedy? Say if you, I would say one thing. Okay, um, you simple thing. What you can do is first, before you apply Kim Shukadi Thailam or Shatadhaudhagratam or anything, you take a little bit of Triphala churnam. You mix it with warm water and apply on the face. Not too diluted, make it a paste and apply in the face. Wait for about a half an hour to 45 minutes. You will see it will dry. When it dries, it will remove all those things beneath the skin. Try this for a week, and then we will see how you feel. Okay, Samriddhi. Are there spices that help metabolize fat without aggravating pitta? uh, Cynthia, it is very difficult, okay, because anything, if you look at pepper, pepper is something which is a spice, which is what do you call, which is slightly heat generating, but it does not aggravate pitta too much. Okay, but if you want your fat to get metabolized and removed, the only way you can do it is to go for qualities which are opposite of kapha, which we went through right now. In the sense, it has to be light, it has to be hot, okay, it has to be sharp acting, okay, and it has to be mobile. So if you use all these qualities, then you will be able to burn fat better. Okay, even while doing exercise, if you overdo your exercise, your pitta goes up, and if you overdo even beyond that, then your vata starts going up. So you should strike the right kind of balance, and you should not focus or expect to lose, might be 5 kilograms a month, or 5 kilograms close to about 10, 12 pounds a month. Don't do that. What you do is take it slow, but you should be steady about it. Okay, so without aggravating the pitta, it is not very easy to reduce kapha. How many times should we eat? Eating probably depends. I would say a minimum of 2 times and a maximum of 3 times. You can eat food and chew food. Yes, chew it until, I don't want you to say count. It looks stupid. You're counting it 32 times. People say you've got 32 teeth, so chew 32 times. That doesn't make sense. You chew it till the food actually becomes very good taste. So it will take time. It might be 10, 20 times sometimes, but see that it's made really good paste, so that the surface area of the food increases. From the saliva to the digestive juices and all those things will work much better, and absorption, digestion and all will happen better. Plus you will notice that you will not overeat when you chew well. People say garlic is good for cholesterol. Is it true? Garlic is hot and sharp acting, so it reduces kapha. But there is one thing about garlic. Garlic is extremely sharp, that it is not, many a times, okay, I would say, it is not considered to be a good part of food. As medicine, yes. Okay, so normally when we tell people to cook food, we tell them don't add too much of garlic in your food, because it makes the food extremely tikshna and ushna. Okay, and one other problem with garlic is, the moment you add garlic into some vegetable or some spicy, the only smell or taste, or it is predominantly you can feel the garlic thing. Okay, so because it is so spicy and it is very sharp, normally when garlic is given, it you we add it, or we boil it in milk, filter it, and that milk is consumed rather than taking the garlic directly. Okay, yes, your question is yes, because of this property, it will definitely reduce kapha. Okay, and that way it will reduce cholesterol, but it is not a good choice for you to have it on a regular basis. Yeah, Priya, good evening. I have Shita Pitta for 2 weeks. Can you recommend some topical remedy? Topical remedy, Shita Pitta, it is basically, you have got kapha also there. That's why it is Shita. Okay. So, Eladi coconut oil is actually a very good option for you. Okay. So you can apply that and let me know how you feel. But otherwise, you also have to see that you don't consume too much of sweet foods, and you're not exposed to something which can irritate your skin anymore. Okay, so see that you pass motions really well, and apply Eladikaram, and then we'll see how you feel. Doctor, are there foods which can be had on a daily basis, a regular decrease bad cholesterol and increase good cholesterol? See, bad cholesterol and good cholesterol is what modern science says, but there are a lot of debates around cholesterol, how bad cholesterol is, how good cholesterol is. See, it's not only food over here. Let me see who this Bhupendra. It is a combination of your food, your lifestyle, and your thought process, and then medicine comes later. Okay, so if you are sticking to what you are traditionally used to, your body builds your body much better, and the waste that is released is much less. If you are eating foods which you are not used to, the body might not be so good at digesting that, and then you'll have a lot of ama being created. And if you don't exercise at all, 100% your cholesterol will definitely not come down. So it's a combination of your food. So daily, what you can take, I would say, whatever you are genetically used to, you should have. Cut down on the amount of food you eat and see that you don't fill your stomach, and do proper exercises. Okay, that's all I would say. If anybody is having a stable low BP, how can we increase it naturally? If you're having a stable low BP, which is not creating a problem for you, I would say that would be innate for you. We see a lot of patients where the BP is always 100 by 60, very low, but absolutely no problem. We don't want them to actually push it up. Okay, never, and we don't want to do that because that is their normal BP. But if the BP suddenly falls, then there is always a problem. Okay, then we would say you should go through a thorough check, might be ECG or an echo or something, to see what is going wrong with the heart. Otherwise, generally, as you said, stable low BP, let it be like that. Lot of kashayas are there to increase digestive fire. Okay, you don't even have to have kashayas. Okay, you can have, even by even drinking what you call dry ginger water, half teaspoon of dry ginger boiled in 1 liter of water, filter and drink it throughout. If you use that as your drinking water, your digestive fire within a week, it will really go up. Okay, just mixing a quarter teaspoon or maybe half a teaspoon of dry ginger in honey and licking it first thing in the morning. Try it for a week, your digestive power will go up. But why do you want to increase your digestive fire is a huge question. Okay, if you're not digesting well, yes, you can do it. But if you're overeating and then you want to digest it, then that's not a good choice. I want you to cut down on food, and then see, once you cut down on food and slowly start doing exercise, then you will know how capable your Agni is. Okay, you are sedentary, you are eating a lot of food, and you wanted to digest. I don't think that's a good choice. It will digest, and probably it will lead to some other issues. Some of the since 2020, my mental, physical, and health deteriorated. I tried allopathy, Ayurveda, yoga, but nothing works. Two astrologers said this phase will continue till May 2026. I feel anxious if things will change or not. So right now you're focused on May 2026. Samarthi, it's actually okay, but that doesn't mean that you should not do anything. Okay, say for example, if an astrologer says, okay, that your marriage, I don't know whether you're married or not, your marriage will happen from the might be 1st of June 2026. Okay, that doesn't mean that you should sit silent and then open your kundali only on the 1st of June. You start working on it even now, and then if your good time comes, then it will start happening. Don't start working from your good time. Okay, things will happen in a good time. Start working right now. So I would say you should still continue taking care of it. Don't think that, oh, I don't think anything works with me, let me neglect it. Don't do that. Keep on doing what is necessary. And by what your astrologer said, if that is something which is going to change your thing, then from May 2026 things will start changing. Don't try to do things from May. Start from now, then from May 2026 it will improve. Manjari. Is it advisable to consume a health drink on a daily basis? Here are the ingredients: cardamom, jaifal, arjun, black pepper, cloves, on, dalchini. Okay. Uh, I I will never ask anybody to drink something like this. Okay, it's I don't want to say anything on this, but one thing I would ask you to Manjari is, why do you want to drink this? What do you expect to achieve by drinking this? They say it's a health drink, but I think it is so very very confusing. Properties of so many things are so confusing that we don't know what you can expect. Each and everything probably will give you a different result, and if you think that in combination you will get the result of everything, then it is not right. Okay, I want you to relax. Okay, take care of your general health. I always say, eat good food on time, do decent amount of exercise, and sleep without guilt at night, not in the morning. Sleep that 7 hours, 8 hours without guilt at time. Your body knows what it wants to take from the food. It will take from food and you will become healthy. You don't have to depend on anything, any so called health drink. Babulgan, Chavya, Chitraka. I think it's a continuation of that, right? Uh, how to maintain good cholesterol by consuming oil and ghee regularly? Yeah, that's actually a very good question. Okay. Uh, you need good cholesterol, and good cholesterol is basically lubrication. For a machine to work, it needs oil. So just because you are tending to you feel that your cholesterol might go up, if you cut down on oil, your body will start becoming extremely dry. So what you have to do is, as he asked me, you have to consume either oil, whichever you're used to. Okay, oil or ghee in good quantity. 1 teaspoon thrice daily is fine. 1 teaspoon for lunch, breakfast, 1 teaspoon for lunch, and 1 teaspoon for dinner is fine. It's not a problem. But provided you see that it digests, because see, this is called koshtha. Okay, the trunk, or the GIT may call it koshtha, and this is called shakha. So when you are consuming that ghee and all those things, and you sit ideally, whatever you consume is stays in the koshtha. You'll put on weight. Okay, everything's really bad. But once you start moving and doing exercise from the koshtha, it will go to the shakas and it will start lubricating every cell of the body. And then what happens? It will digest from the cell and it will start coming out from your skin, which is extremely healthy for you. Okay, so take ghee in moderation, exercise really well, and see that you burn it. I feel that my stomach is empty, but if I think of food, I feel aversion. I don't feel strong hunger. I took a lot of Ayurvedic medicine, but still I feel anorexia. Any suggestions? I think it'll be always good for you to go through a proper consultation rather than me giving you some prescription. I think that doesn't work here. Okay, so there might be other underlying issues which you are going through, which has to be addressed. Okay, you are only giving me some symptoms, and I don't think just hand, because you said you have tried a lot of things and it's not working. So just trying your symptom, looking at your symptoms and giving something for your symptoms will not work. Let us try to understand why that is being caused. It could also be as simple as you going through some major stress. Okay, so you can meet some Ayurvedic doctor in person and spend time with that person. I think they'll be able to catch it. My lips become very dry in winter. What should I do? You can apply Shatadhauta Ghrita. You can apply or normal ghee on your lips, and see that when in winters or any season, see that you consume a little bit of ghee also internally, and you work out and burn it and get it out from your skin so that your skin stays lubricated. External application is only temporary from on outside. Lubrication actually should come from within. Okay, see, you also might be a vata prakriti where you're thin and dry. Okay, so you'll always have a tendency for your lips chapping, your nose chapping, your cuts and all your heels and all those things cracking. So you have to take care. I'm fond of eating guava. Is it okay? Will it increase kapha? I'm 53-year-old. You can eat guava. I don't want to stop you, Madan. Okay, Ambika. Okay, I don't want you to stop eating something which you like, but see that just because you like it doesn't mean that you should overdo it. Okay, it doesn't. It should not cause indigestion. Also, eat it, no problem. But I would say if you can sprinkle a little bit of pepper and salt on top of it, it will digest faster. Is white rice unhealthy or unpolished rice is recommended? Uh, Tejeshwara Murthy. See, there is nothing called healthy or unhealthy. People from Kerala, we are used to eating the brown rice. You mean the unpolished matta? We call it the huge one. People who come from Tamil Nadu, they can't probably digest this thing. People in Tamil Nadu eat white rice. Okay, so it's not about, see, that doesn't mean that all people who in Tamil Nadu are healthier, or all people in Tamil Nadu are unhealthy because they eat white rice. It is what you are used to. But what is happening over here is the way we cook has changed. Either you are eating, whether polished or unpolished. Polished rice looks beautiful, that's the main difference. But I would say unpolished rice would be healthier. But the way you cook, for the kind of lifestyle we lead these days, we don't need so much of carbs. Okay, so what you do is you cook the rice, strain the water out, and then eat that rice in moderation. I think it should be really healthy. And don't be too worried about then going for quinoa or millets and all those things. Don't go for things which your body genetically is not used to. For taste is fine, but for on a daily basis, stick to things which you are genetically used to. But probably you may make a little bit of modification the way you cook the rice, strain it and have it. Yeah, Priya, good evening. Does sattvic food allow onion and garlic? You know, this is a very very different question, because sometimes, let me put it this way, sattva, rajas, and tamas, or being sattvic, is a state of mind. Okay, Priya. So if somebody gives me milk, just cow's milk, which people say it, or cow's ghee, which people say is extremely sattvic. If I take cow's ghee and I'm not in the right mood and somebody irritates me and I get angry and I shout at people. Okay, so did probably the way the person served the ghee was something which irritated me. So how would I consider that? Was that ghee sattvic or was that ghee rajasic? Okay, so let me put this. Okay, sattvic is a state of mind. If I'm just giving you an example, if I can probably eat 10 grams of garlic in 10 ground in 10 grams of chili, okay, I take it and I'm still, it probably does not affect my state of mind. Is that sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic? So many a times we consider, see, for initially, yes, a lot of things can change the way you think. Okay, that can be anything. So what you have to do is you have to try to work on your mind first. Okay, and decide what you want. Food is also a part of it, but after, okay, so when you are on the way to getting sattvic, probably these things matter a lot. Alcohol, probably even alcohol, non-veg, and all those things, they matter a lot of things. But once you decide to stay in that state, all all those things don't matter. Or if you're somebody who is always irritated, always angry, whether you give that person the so-called most sattvic food also, it doesn't change him. Okay. But I would say, since you asked me that question, onion and garlic are more tamasic than sattvic. But it depends upon who is consuming it. If a person is sattvic, he decides to stay in the state of sattvic, you give him anything, it is sattvic for him. Okay. I don't know whether I've confused you. Can secondary sexual characters like beard growth or breast growth happen even after teenage? If yes, is Aryagavardhini helpful in that? Samarthi, sexual secondary characters like beard growth, yes, can happen. You'll see a lot of boys, especially for boys it is slightly delayed. They can grow a good beard till the age of 24, 25, 26, 28 sometimes. It all depends upon, and if you shave regularly, your beard gets slightly thicker. But for women, growing breasts and all those things, yeah, it can start as early as 9, 10, 11, 12, and once you reach your complete physical growth, might be 2021. After that, 2020, after that, it is very difficult for the breast to grow naturally. And Aryagavardhini, in my opinion, will not promote breast growth. But general growth, if you are having good food, digesting food really well, and then uh, what do you call, sleeping well, exercising well, and all those things, when you grow, you will grow. But the size of the breast also depends upon your prakriti. Kapha prakriti people have got bigger breasts. Vata prakriti people have got smaller breasts. So after a point of time, once your physical body growth stops, the growth of breast also stops. How long will it take to restore the gut health which has absorption issues? Can this condition be reversed completely? Um, Lakshmi, I would want, first of all, yes, lot most conditions are reversible, but you should first try to understand why it went off track. And if you don't stop doing that, you say that you want to still continue what you're doing, then probably medicines or anything will not help you. So try to understand what is the reason for your health to go off track. Try to understand that, stopping that, and then getting to a lifestyle, and with the help of some medicines, we can definitely, Lakshmi, we can definitely set your gut back. Okay, and then maintaining, yes, it again depends a lot on you. Okay, we can do a lot of things. Yes, it's basically, a teamwork. We can do it. Which are the alternative garlic and onion, which gives good taste? Those are not sattvic foods. Um, Again, good taste is basically a very subjective thing. You can debate on that. For me, garlic is not something which gives good taste. For me, garlic gives bad taste. My personal opinion. Okay, so onion is taste enhancer, and even Charaka Samhita says rochaka. It gives ruchi to food. Okay, so there are no alternates to garlic or onion. Like there are no alternates or substitutes to anything in this world. Instead of that, can we use this? Doesn't happen anywhere. Okay, so like how do I put it across? If you are watching probably cricket, if Virat Kohli is injured, you can only get a substitute who can replace his spot, but cannot replace his quality or his game. Okay, so there are no substitutes like that, but we work around it. You find your own taste makers, because for each and every person the taste differs. I like something which is extremely sour. If the buttermilk is sour and extremely sour, most people don't like it. I love it. Okay, so each person has got individual tastes. You find your taste and enjoy it. Okay. No. It again depends upon if you're too much of pitta. See, winters, what happens is the weather is extremely cold and narigale over the gum snigdham. Okay, it is snigdham and sheetam. It cools the body really down. So, in my opinion, it is not good for you to consume on a regular basis. And it all depends upon your age also. Even patients who are undergoing treatment for extreme pitta roga, I tell them to probably mix coconut water 1:1 with normal water, and then drink that throughout the day, rather than drinking coconut water at one go. See, it will give you a lot of energy, but I don't think you need that kind of energy on a regular basis. Don't. It's not good, especially winters. Avoid it. Yeah, Shetty, thank you. Mild constipation. Mild constipation. If it is mild, I would say the most common reason for constipation is because the gut is dry. Okay, if you're somebody who is consuming fiber in the form of vegetable and fruit in decent amount, then and drinking water, then the major reason for constipation is the gut being dry. And drinking water is not the way you can tackle that dryness. It is by adding more ghee or oil into your food, not the fry ones. Okay, oil on top and having it, that will lubricate the gut, and that is the easiest way of managing mild constipation. Okay, and if your sleep wake time is fixed, I'm telling you, the body really does wonders for you. You eat food on time, sleep really well, get up in the morning, fix your timing. Very difficult to be constipated. Can I mix salt to coconut milk? For me, yeah, it sounds like it's a bad combination. Salt to coconut milk, but there are a lot of dishes which people make with coconut milk. They add salt and have it. You know, but don't make it a habit and do it on a regular basis. It might not be good. And one other thing I would want to tell you is coconut milk is not milk. Just because it comes from the coconut tree and it is white in color, they call it milk. It doesn't have the properties of animal milk. Okay, but don't overdo it. I'm trying to replace my morning coffee, so ask about the health drink. You can get up in the morning and have just a glass of warm water. Okay, try that, and I think that should be enough. You get up in the morning, have that warm water. Probably what will happen is that will help you pass your motions, your urine, and all those things really free. And then take enough time. Don't have tea, coffee, don't drink anything at all. Directly go for your breakfast. Okay, if you drink something that in the morning, immediately, within an hour or so, you might be having your breakfast. You've had something, this is getting digested. You are having a breakfast before your healthy drink is getting digested. So have some water in the morning after you've passed. Directly go for breakfast, then have your lunch. Don't try to do too many things in between. Is Avipatti Churna safe to take on daily basis to treat mild constipation? Avipatti Churna is safe. Okay, there is the name itself, Vipat. Vipat means danger. Vipat means no danger at all. Okay, so it is okay to take, but I would say Avipatti Churna is also a medicine. Try to manage things without medicine. That should be the best thing. Okay. Coconut oil, you get a lot of coconut oil. If you share tea, if you go to a local place, you might definitely get coconut oil being taken, because the chakki, if you get it from there, that should be the best thing. Virgin coconut oil you can get from there. And A2 ghee, I don't want to give you the names of any ghee per se. You go online, you will see a lot of geese out there, and small farmers actually make really good ghee. If you can find somebody in your locality, would be the best thing for you. Are mushrooms considered tamasic? Mushrooms, the sense, they are uh, algae or fungi. They are fungus which grows on basically on dead tissue. They don't. So Ayurveda does not. If you look from an Ayurvedic point of view, mushroom is not considered to be that. You might say it contains protein, it contains minerals, but all those things are different. But generally, because it grows on dead tissue, you know it is not considered to be very healthy. Is eating fat in the evening bad since we sleep? uh, it is not bad, but don't overdo it, because you need that kind of little bit of kapha for you to stay sleeping. Okay, so you can consume, but don't overdo it. Periods are very painful and a lot of irritability. What to do, doctor? As I said, I don't know what might be the reason for your periods to be painful. So you have to probably you can undergo a blood check. You can go through an ultrasound, or and then we will know exactly what the reason to a certain extent. Okay, and then might be a lifestyle or certain other things can also be contributing to painful periods. Painful periods is something which can be taken care of. How does consuming tulsi affect one's doshas? When and how can it be consumed? Tulsi is not something, in my opinion, not to be consumed on a regular basis. People just pluck tulsi and keep on eating it. Why do you want to do it if you don't have that condition? Tulsi is ushna and it increases pitta. Okay, it increases pitta, reduces kapha, and can increase vata also slightly, little bit. So tulsi is a very, very, very potent herb, which is not to be consumed on a regular basis, just like that. Okay, the sense, my question is, why do you want to have it? Okay, so uh, don't have it. That's all, Prasad. Okay. Was a difference between black salt and rock salt? Which one is healthier to consume? Himalayan pink salt is considered to, according to Ayurveda, Saindhava Lavana is considered to be the best salt, because all salts are Ushna and it is bad for the eyes and it increases Pitta. The only salt which does not do that is Sainthavalana. So Sainthavalana is considered to be the best salt. Does Ayurveda give more importance to food or exercise or mental health? Ayurveda gives equal importance to everything. Okay, your ahara, your vihara, your vichara, and aushadha. So when you give importance as far as Ayurveda goes, it's your food, it's your lifestyle, it's your thought process. That means your mental state. And if these three things are in balance, then the fourth thing, aushadha or treatment, is not necessary. So Ayurveda gives equal importance to everything. But priority, the first priority is food. Second priority is lifestyle. Not exercise comes in that. Okay, what time you get up? Do you actually have an oil bath? All those are lifestyle changes. When it is winter, are you wearing your cold, your jacket or not? All those things depends upon your lifestyle. Everything is important. Okay, so your ahara, vihara, vichara, how stressed you are, your mental health, and then aushadha comes. Everything important. Yeah, I got that. I got that. Which food is good for strong ligaments and tendons? Okay, strong ligaments and tendons are basically, according to Ayurveda, it is from the Mamsa Dhatu. So if you do anything to strengthen your muscles, automatically your tendons and ligaments also will get stronger. So you don't have to do too much, or you don't have to overdo and eat a lot of proteins also to get your muscles strong. Don't actually consume a protein dominant meal also, because protein basically will help build your muscles. There are other tissues also which need nutrition. So let us go for a balanced diet. So, as I was telling you, if you do anything which will increase the quality of your muscles, will automatically increase the quality of your ligament and tendons. My son is 25 years old and has become vegan and stopped using dairy products. He has become thin and I avoid. It again depends upon what he is used to. Suddenly you stop, from non-veg, you suddenly become veg, and suddenly you become vegan. It is not an easy thing for the body to go through, because body is not only about you eating carbs, proteins, fats. No, it about what is the source of protein, what is the source of that fat, and what is the source of that carbs. It makes a huge difference, because genetically the body is used to that. Suddenly you change, there is always a chance of your health deteriorating. Okay, I don't advise my patients to become vegetarian. If they're non-veg, I tell them to choose and pick what they eat and go in moderation. I don't ask my vegetarian patients to become non-veg. I don't do both. Whatever you're genetically used to, do that in moderation and stay healthy. Yes, bottom line is eat everything in moderation, and it should not affect your mind. Would you touch the topic Sattvic rice in Tamasic? It's not an easy topic. Okay, let's see. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Lakshmi. So I think we'll probably end the class today. Okay. Yeah, Andromax. Yes. Please suggest a good author, doctor. I'm thinking of getting my hands on Ashtanga Hridaya, but only the Sutasthana part. I would ask you to go for Sri Kumar. Okay, Priya, go for Sri Kumar. If you are from Kerala and you read Malayalam, I would say Govindam Vaidya would be a good book. But if you prefer to read English, Ashtanga Hridayam Sutasthana by Dr. Sri Kumar. Due to weather change and a lot of air pollution in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, cold and bad cough, and then take long. Any affected? Yes. Nidana Parivarjanam Chikitsa. Okay, Bhupendra. Nidana Parivarjanam Chikitsa means avoiding the causative factor is half treatment. If you're always exposed to smoke and dust, and you don't want the body to get affected by it, I think that is a very, very tall ask. You know, it's very difficult, I'm telling you. So what you do is what modern medicine asks you to use a puff, so when you're allergic to dust, when dust comes inside, the body does not want that dust to go inside, so it restricts your trachea breathing thing, and what happens? Your breathing is affected. So you go for medical assistance. They say, you use the puff. The moment you use the puff, this thing opens up. So that which is allergic also goes inside. That creates even bigger problems. I don't know, Bhupendra, whether you're able to understand what I'm trying to tell you. So I'm telling you, it's very difficult for us to manage something where you have got a problem with that. I would say stay away from the problem is the best choice. Otherwise, you start wearing a mask and see that you don't get exposed to all these things too much. And otherwise, the medicines you take are not going to be effective. I'm being very open and honest here. Okay, you can go to doctors, they'll do something where you'll have temporary relief. I don't say no, but if you want a permanent cure, whatever is causing that allergy has to be stopped first, till your body actually gets time to build resistance for that. What do you say? So I would say avoidance of causative factor is treatment. Okay. Is copper water really better than plain water? Nothing like that. The best water is rainwater. Okay. Gangambu, okay. Gangambu navaso bhrishtam. Amrutopamam, they said, it's just like nectar. But you don't get that. So, and copper need not be the best thing, I would say even mud pot is actually really good. But if you look at the text, the best metal is gold. If you can afford, well and good. But see, let us not confuse ourselves. If the water is clean, I don't mean to say RO water and all this. I would say if you've got access to clean water, that is itself is a blessing. And if you pour it into copper vessel and have it on a regular basis, yes, it will definitely help. But let us not overdo certain things, okay? Because after a point of time, that copper gets into the water, and that water also starts going inside. Let us stick to nature's plane. Ayurveda does not recommend you to drink copper water every day. Yeah, thank you. What is the difference between properties of avvalaki and cooked rice? I don't know what is avvalaki. I'm sorry. Okay. Cooked rice. Cooked rice is basically good to promote your strength, and mood enhancer it is. It is madhura rasa. It increases kapha. It manages pitta. It builds all your tissues. My human levels around is low and beta levels are low. Okay. If they're extremely low, then probably Santosh Kumar, I would say you can go for supplements, get it back. I think somewhere your lifestyle is not on track. Otherwise, it will not keep on falling always. Going back to the mushroom question, do you have an opinion on the fact that traditional Chinese medicine includes medicinal mushrooms as a big part of the treatment? That is fine. Ashana Shah, I don't what do you say, it is bad, or I don't say it is wrong or something, because Ayurveda says the same thing, Jagatyeva anaushadham na kinchit vidyate. There is nothing in this world which cannot be used in treatment. Only thing is that we don't know the properties. Same way I would say about garlic also. Garlic, you will not see too many things. Ayurveda, you don't see garlic as food at all. Okay, by and large, let me tell you directly. But there are so many conditions, medical conditions, where garlic has been mentioned. Like if you have got pain, which is because of a kapha avarna, you might not be able to understand that, because if there is swelling and the movement of vata is being blocked by kapha, then garlic is mentioned over there as medicine. You take that. Once you're okay, leave it. Likewise, if you've got an issue with something, and if you want to use mushroom there, use that as medicine, and then probably leave it. So that doesn't mean that mushroom is good for regular consumptions or mushroom is bad. Okay, anything which can work as medicine is most welcome. That's why Ashtanga Hridaya says Jagatyeva, in this world, anaushadham na kinchit. Nothing is a non-medicine. That means everything can be used as medicine. Naturally available food, I don't know basically from which part. Ayer, I think you are a Tamilian. Okay. So I would say, do you consume milk and milk products? Milk and milk products is something which you can include in your in your food, and go for unpolished rice. That will actually work really well for you. Okay, and I just want to know how low they are. If they're extremely low, then they would have. It's very difficult for us to bring it back. Supplements are fine. Supplements, take some supplements sometime. Once it goes up, then probably we'll be able to maintain it. Yes, Ashna, I think I answered that. Yes, you can definitely get offline. I am in Cochin, or once a month I am in Chennai. Okay, Santosh. Yes, thank you, thank you. Yes, Santosh. Yeah. Okay. Avalaki and poha. See, poha is entirely different. Poha is dried and flattened rice. The property, it increases vata, while the other one increases kapha. The moment you have dried the rice, the property of it giving you nourishment actually goes down. Okay. Let us not only look at the chemical constituents of it, but by and large, poha is something which is not that nourishing. Okay, even though it fills the stomach, it does not nourish the body too much. But doctor, no non-veg can taste good without garlic. So at the end of the day, you are eating non-veg because it's got garlic. Okay, so you're eating garlic, right? So why do you want to eat non-veg? I'm just joking. Okay, whatever makes you feel good, go ahead. I've heard from elders that our ears are highly absorbent, and hence when we receive flowers and tulsi from temple, we wear it. Your thoughts, yeah. See, every part of the body can vibrate with good things. The reason why people wear stones, people wear necklaces, people wear everything contains a lot of vibration. The back of the ear, people say, is very sensitive, so people put flowers over here to get the vibrations. It actually works really well. You can definitely do it. Okay, no problem. It's a very good point, Prasad. Okay. Um, Chickpea for iron, I don't know. I'm not very sure, but I would say, you can in turn, you can start cooking your veggies in a iron kadai. You will definitely get iron. Okay. So thanks a lot. We have come to the end of the session. It's more than an hour right now, almost an hour. Okay. See you next week, another session. Okay. Bye bye. Good night.